Shannon, how will these latest LaVar statements impact his sons here?
Well, they don't help, Skip, but his sons have to be some of the strongest-minded individuals I know because they have to block out all this because they're constantly hearing it. And I'm sure that his teammates like, man, you heard what your dad said? And they still just go out there and play basketball. For Lonzo, Skip, I get. But you can't say because guys didn't do this at the collegiate level, they can't do it at the NBA level. Skip, nobody thought Jordan was going to be the player. Jordan was this kind of player at the collegiate level. Anthony Davis wasn't even close to this kind of offensive player at Kentucky.
Not even close.
Guys evolve, LaVar.
Yep.
I get that you want the ball in your son's hands all the time. Nobody else should touch the ball unless they rebound it to pass it to your son. I get it. But to say Brandon Ingram's an all-star, Zion Williamson is an all-star. Is Zion the playmaker, your son? No. But I think Brandon Ingram could be, and he's showing that he can run the offense. And Stan Van Gundy has trusted him enough and put the ball more in his hands than even Alvin Gentry did. He's put the ball in Zion's hand. A lot of that has to do, Skip, so they can't double him. They give the ball to Zion, let him get a head of steam, let him come down, he's laying it up, or he's getting buckets.
Yep.
Melo. If Melo were to go ask Jordan advice, I'm sure Mike would have no problem giving him advice. But Mike is not a guy that just comes down there watching practice and say, hey, pulling guys to the side.
Yeah.
Man, look. I know he wants his sons to play together. But do they really want to play together, or do they want to make a name for themselves? And I think they're doing great apart. This is the Lonzo Ball I think the Lakers thought they were going to get. But I think a lot of that has to do with the way Melo's come in. Melo's aggressive. Man, I watched him last night, Skip. He don't play like he's 19. And nothing phases him. He played terrible in the first half.
He did.
And he forgot all about that. He forgot that he played terrible. He came out there and had an unbelievable second half and had an unbelievable game. But I just don't know where LaVar thinks these comments go. Maybe he thinks they listen to him. But I can assure you, the guys that's running these teams, they just shake their head. But this is what you have to deal with. You knew that.
Yep.
You knew what you was getting when you drafted with his sons. So I guess they'll deal with it.
All perfectly said by you. By the way, Russell Westbrook in college, I didn't see any of this.
None of it.
James Harden in college, sorry.
None of it.
Sorry. Okay, back to LaVar. We love LaVar. Fun to have on the show.
He is.
Entertaining, and there's always truth to what he says, some truth. Sometimes too much truth to what he says. And I still cannot fathom why he keeps doing this to his sons.
Right.
Because it doesn't help either one of them remotely.
No.
It only makes their life more difficult in their two basketball situations. Right. LaVar just took on the greatest player in the history of this game, in my opinion, and many people's opinion. And he is the owner and operator of the franchise for which LaMelo now plays.
Right.
And he pays LaMelo's salary. And I will give you this. Michael can't pick players, but he can still teach players.
Yeah.
And I'm sure here and there he will help LaMelo's growth. He just will. So what good does it do to say you're like expired milk? That when's the last time you won a championship? Well, he won 6 in 6 tries, and it's just there. It's on his record, and it'll never go away.
But the recipe for winning, Skip, it doesn't change.
No. And it's so offensive to me because I still mostly blame LaVar for what happened to Lonzo with the Lakers. Mm-hmm. It was the most unfair thing I've ever witnessed evolve and develop because all of a sudden LaVar, talking about speaking it into existence, he spoke himself into existence at his son's expense. His son was 18 years old trying to make it with the Lakers as the number 2 pick, picked by Magic Johnson.
Right.
Proclaimed by Magic Johnson that his number 2 jersey will hang one day in our rafters.
Yeah.
Really? Boy, that's a tall order.
Yeah.
And then before he could even dribble an NBA basketball, his father said he's already better than Steph Curry. What are you talking about? Even if you believe it with all your heart and soul, why would you say it?
Right.
Because in trying to speak that into existence, you're going to speak your son into oblivion.
Right.
Because every night he's going to have to deal with another point guard who's going to want to terrorize him to get even with you.
Right.
What happened on opening night at Staples?
But I think he kind of learned a little bit because he ain't say Melo better than nobody. I think he kind of learned his lesson by that one.
Patrick Beverly, a little pit bull of a defender. What did he do to Lonzo on opening night? The first time he ever played in the NBA, a real game. He destroyed him.
Picked him up 94 feet.
He just destroyed him. And when the game was over, he pointed to the fifth row to wherever
That's you.
LaVar was.
You
that
caused
was
that.
for you. And then we had a string of those where point guards were just destroying poor Lonzo. He's just 18. He doesn't have his man body yet.
Right.
And this year, for the first time, he's starting to look like a grown man.
He does, Skip.
Yep.
He's playing really well. He's shooting the ball well. He's distributing the ball. I mean, he had a couple of triple-doubles. He get 8, 9 rebounds
He
a
had
game.
17 assists the other night.
Yes.
He's shooting 38.5% from three.
Yes.
You want to talk about a transformation?
I agree with you. I just don't know. What was the purpose of you saying this?
Does this not make it a little awkward and uncomfortable for Zion and B.I. with Lonzo?
Yeah.
And again, you can say they just laugh it off. That's just LaVar. But you know what sticks in your craw?
Of course
it would stick
does.
in mine.
Yeah. I mean, if a family member of a teammate of mine were to have said something,
What do you always say? Then that had to come from
Right.
Lonzo to start with?
And the thing is, Skip, that might be Lonzo might have the only person that he speak for himself. He don't even care what Lonzo can say. Dad, don't say that. But like Lonzo was out here, he says, I'm used to it. They're used to him being this way. He's been that way their entire life.
Entire lives.
He ain't gonna change it now, Skip.
And listen, the Pelicans are having trouble enough finding their chemistry together, and I don't get it because their star power is extraordinary.
We don't play no
but
defense.
They don't play up to it. And
They do offensively, Skip.
They do sometimes.
They just don't play any defense.
I'm not the biggest Stan Van fan, but the point is that even on offense, some nights it looks out of sync because is it your turn or my turn? And
Right.
now they do. And I like the sort of subtle change. Let Zion occasionally just have the ball at
Right.
the top of the key and just say, I'm going
Right.
to go here, I'm going to go
Yeah.
there. I'll just terrorize you.
Right.
I'll just get a head of steam and drive it right through you and over you.
He would really be unguardable, Skip, if he worked on a mid-range game.
Yep.
So because we can give him the ball, let's say at half court. Okay, if the big's just going to stay in the paint, I'm just going to walk into a 15-footer.
Yep.
Once he gets proficient at that and force those
I've
bigs to
seen
come
him
out,
walk into threes before
Yeah.
and make them look good making them.
because he gets that ball on the block, Skip,
Yeah.
he can pivot and get to the rim so quick. They don't even it's like he catches the ball and he's gone.
Well, and so what's LaVar saying about Lonzo? Yeah, I want
him
him
to get traded.
I want him out. I know there's a lot of speculation about the Knicks could use Lonzo. Well, they could,
Right.
for sure. And Lonzo can play defense, so could he play for the new head coach?
Thibodeau.
there? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But Skip, I've given up. I'm like, LaVar gonna be LaVar. He go LaVar. So us hoping that he doesn't put his boys in this kind of situation.
Yep. Is it for LaVar or for his sons? That's the question.
Skip, he's angling. He wants all of his boys to play together. That's what he wants. But what if a team don't want all of them? What if a team only want one of them?
Remember, he came here and he wanted to rename the Phoenix franchise the Phoenix Suns, S-O-N-S.
Yeah.
Okay. It was a great idea,
Yeah.
but it's not going to happen.
No, it's not going to happen. But like I said, there's a great chance early in their career, Skip, they're not going to play together. Now, maybe once Lonzo in year 10 and year 11, and you're like, you know what? I just want to play with my brother. Okay. But the teams have saying that, not the players.
Yet we heard LaMelo say before he played at Staples that he didn't really follow basketball when he was growing up because his idol was his father.
Right.
Those kids just swear by their father.
Right.
They just do. They are all in, heart and soul.
And don't think Go James didn't hear what you said the other day. But you didn't talk about you ain't trying to see me like that. Okay. You don't think Go didn't hear that.
What LaMelo said, but
Yeah.
LaMelo was just being like straight from the heart honest.
And you see,
I just didn't follow
we
him.
put that foul on him. You see, we bodied him up and let him know.
I saw it. Yeah.
Just let you know, I'm still the GOAT.
Well, he should be since you're playing a teenager.
Don't do that, Skip. Hold on. You do realize we were a teenager at one point in time, right?
Yeah, you were. and you look like you're about 38 when you were a teenager.
You go see, we ain't aged a bit.
No.
We ain't aged a bit. They call us
Actually
Benjamin
going
Button.
backwards.
Old Brian Button.
Yeah.
He aged backwards.
He pushes my button, I know that.
By the time he
tweeting
get
a lot about
43,
his
he be looking like he like 27. Still average about 20 points a game.
Just to wrap this up, you guys, Mark Stein just tweeted this a couple minutes ago. The Clippers interested in exploring going after Lonzo here.
Ooh.
So something to
that.
keep in mind, which could be interesting.
Good.
I wanted your
Go.
tip, Skip. And that was just a couple minutes ago.
See,
so
jersey will be in
next
the rafters.
Thursday, the
Right?
NBA trade deadline. Yes, it could be true. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.